Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kita mulakan kelas kita pada pagi ini dengan membaca Ummul Kitab Al-Fatihah. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin, arrahmanirrahim, maliki yaumiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amin. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidina Muhammadin asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Ya Allah, ya Tuhan kami, ampunkanlah dosa-dosa kami, ampunkanlah dosa kedua ibu bapa kami, dan kasihlah mereka sebagaimana mereka mengasihi kami di masa kecil. Ya Allah, ya Tuhan kami, kurniakanlah kepada kami ilmu yang bermanfaat untuk diri kami, keluarga kami, agama kami, bangsa kami dan negara kami. Ya Allah, ya Tuhan kami, berilah kepada kami kejayaan di dunia dan di akhirat. Ya Allah, ya Tuhan kami, jadikanlah kami orang-orang yang bersyukur. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Okay, alhamdulillah. Kita bersyukur pada Allah SWT. Pada hari ini kita masuk kelas yang kedua untuk minggu yang pertama, ya. Jadi if you still remember when we did our first lecture, okay, there are a few examples that I asked you to refer to the book, and today we are going to look at all those examples, okay, and I have provided the picture for the examples in your WhatsApp group, yeah. So we are going to refer to the first, the first one. Okay, attendance. Okay, saya ambil attendance dulu. Attendance, okay, 2205D. Aimi Zulfa ada? Arina? Tak ada. Aimi tak ada, Arina tak ada. Ayu?
Ada, Doktor.
Ada. Marsha? Tak ada. Muhammad Haikal? Saya nampak Muhammad. Okey, tadi ya Muhammad Haikal. Muhammad Aiman? Tak ada. Muhammad Akil? Tak ada. Muhammad Azib?
Ada, Doktor.
Okey. Najwa? Tak ada. Nazatul Farah? Tak ada. Nur Alisa?
Saya, Doktor.
Okey. Nur Amani?
Saya, Doktor.
Okey. Nur Amni?
Saya, Doktor.
Okey. Nur Damia?
Saya, Doktor.
Okey. Nur Hazikah?
Saya.
Okey. Nur Syahirah?
Ada, Doktor.
Okey. Nur Syaza? Tak ada. Nur Syifa?
Saya, Doktor.
Okey. Nurain Afikah? Tak ada. Nur Alisa Balkis?
Saya, Doktor.
Okey. Nur Farhanah?
Saya, Doktor.
Okey. Nurul Fatihah?
Saya.
Okey. Saqif? Saqif tak ada. Siti Khadijah?
Saya, Doktor.
Okey. Asfa Irdina? Tak ada. Nur Aifa?
Saya.
Okey. Nurul Atira?
Saya, Doktor.
Okey. Nurul Izzati?
Saya, Doktor.
Okey. Nurul Natasha?
Saya, Doktor.
Okey. Nur Syahirah? Siti Nur Syahirah, sorry. Tak ada.
Siti Nur Syahira tu dia ada masalah nak masuk
Ada tak
dalam
dia?
meet.
Masalah?
Nak masuk dalam meet.
Tak boleh nak masuk dalam meet? Okay. Okay. Ada lagi nama saya tak panggil?
Saya doktor, saya Akil tadi baru masuk.
Akil baru masuk. Muhammad Akil Lagi?
Sakif.
Sakif baru masuk. Lagi?
Doktor,
Lagi?
saya Muhammad Aiman.
Muhammad Aiman baru masuk. Lagi?
Saya Muhammad Fikri baru masuk.
Siapa dia?
Muhammad Fikri.
Muhammad Fikri. Muhammad Fikri. Nama awak nombor berapa ya? Baikkan. Muhammad Fikri ni. Muhammad Fikri. Nama belum ada dalam senarai ya?
Belum, saya baru masuk hari itu.
Okey. Muhammad Fikri. Okey, tak apa. Nanti awak cuba adjust yang itu Muhammad Fikri Muhammad MUHD.
MUHD betul.
MUHD. Fikri. FIKRI.
Betul.
Okey. Lagi? Najwa.
Saya Fikri lah.
Fikri Tak ada nama Fikri kat sini?
Saya pun baru masuk hari tu.
Oh, Fikri Ejaan? Ejaan nama?
FIK
FIK
RI
RI
YAH.
YAH. Okey, saya letak nama sajalah Binti tu nanti awak tulis masa kita dah jumpa nantilah. Pada minggu yang keempat nanti. Lagi ada nama yang tak sebut? Tak ada
Saya sir, Najwa.
Najwa Najiha.
Yes sir.
Previous class tak datang ke?
Previous class rasa ada masuk tapi line tak okey.
Lain tak okey? Rasa ke betul-betul masuk?
Masuk rasanya. Tapi dia keluar je.
Saya terkeluar je. Okey, so kita mulakan kuliah kita. Okey, kita tengok example Jadi hari ini kita tengok example saja. Lepas tu kalau sempat di hujung nanti kita akan tengok satu contoh soalan tutorial yang saya bagi pada hari itu Okey, kita pergi pada example. Example ni kita bermula dengan example 6. Macam mana kita nak kira consideration transfer Macam mana kita nak kira consideration transfer apabila consideration transfer tadi dibayar dengan menggunakan the payment is made by issue of share issue of share. So AWE issued 10 million ordinary share to acquire 7 million of 10 million issued ordinary share of SUB. Okay, jadi dekat sini AWE acquire 7 million out of 10 million. Maknanya dia acquire 70% of the shares in SUB. Apa dia buat? Dia nak bayar dengan its own share. Its own share 10 million. So sekarang kita nak tahu berapa banyak amount dia. So to find the amount, we have to look at the fair value of share in AWE. Is there any fair value? According to the question, the fair value is 4 ringgit each. Jadi bila 4 ringgit each, maknanya fair value of the consideration transfer is 10 million times 4, which is equal to 40 million. In second situation, we cannot find the fair value of AWE share. But we know the fair value of SUB share. So we base on the fair value of SUB share, that is 6 ringgit, time the number of shares acquired, that is 7 million. So 7 million times 6 ringgit is equal to 42 million. So the value of the shares issued by AWE is depending on the fair value of either its own share, that is 4 ringgit, if it is available in the market, and if not, we are going to base on SUB share price, that is 6 ringgit. So the amount will be different because we are using the different methods. Okay. Dan kita akan kena pilih salah satu lah. Salah satu ya. Okay. Second, kita pergi pada example yang berikutnya. Example 7. What is this example 7? Example 7 is about what? It's about contingent consideration. Sometimes we promise to the acquiree that we are going to make additional payment. Like in this case, on 1st January X4, ADE acquired all the issued equity shares of YYY by transferring 25 million cash to the owners of YYY with promise to pay an additional 5 million cash on 1st January next year. Yeah, on 1st January next year, if yeah, ada if dia, YYY were to achieve 25% profit more than this year. Jadi kalau 2024 tu dia dapat profit lebih daripada tahun sebelumnya, maka pada 1 Januari X5 dia akan bayar tambahan sebanyak 5 juta. And this 5 million is known as what? Contingent consideration. So 25 million is the consideration transferred, but there is a contingent consideration, which is also known as consideration payable. So how are we going to calculate the consideration amount? The consideration amount is the original consideration, that is 25 million plus the contingent consideration. Contingent consideration. So contingent consideration 5 million just now. In 1 year time, the value is 90 cent. 90 cent times 5 million equal to 4.5 million. So total consideration to be used to calculate the goodwill is 29.5 million. Not 25 million, not 30 million, 29.5 million. Okay. Next. Okay, this is an example on how to calculate goodwill. But before that, what is goodwill? Do you know what is goodwill? What is goodwill? Goodwill is goodwill. Goodwill on consolidation is defined by MFRS 3 as an asset representing the future economic benefit arising from other assets acquired in the business combination that are not individually identified and separately recognized. That is goodwill, according to MFRS 3. And goodwill on consolidation arises when the fair value of the net asset of the investee is less than the fair value of investee's equity shares held by all equity holders. Apa maksudnya? Maksudnya the fair value of net asset, okay, is less than the fair value of investment. Kan, fair value of investment. Kan contohnya we pay 3 million. Consideration transfer is 3 million. Okay, sedangkan dia punya fair value of net asset 2.5 million. 2.5 million. Jadi daripada situ 3 million dengan 2.5 million ada difference sebanyak 500,000, and 500,000 is known as goodwill. Okay, kita pergi ke bawah sini. Example Example 3. In page 338, okay, we are provided with two sets of statement of financial position of H and S. H is the investor ataupun acquirer, S is the investee ataupun acquiree. Okay, so let's look at the net asset. Net asset of acquirer is greater 1040, S is 330. So from here we know that probably H acquire shares in S. Tetapi ceritanya memang betul lah, H acquire shares in S. Okay, let us analyze the statement of financial position of S. From the figures from the data given, we know that ordinary share of S comprise of 200,000 shares. Retained profit 100,000 and liability 30,000. Whereas in asset comprised of two items only, non-current asset 170,000 and current asset 160,000. What about H? H is bigger with ordinary share of 600,000, retained profit 400,000 and liabilities of 40,000. And the non-current asset is 400,000, the current asset is 240,000, and we have another figure that is investment in S. Investment in S, yeah. So actually H already invested, yeah, invested in S. It means it acquires shares in S. And it has made a payment of 400,000. It has made a payment of 400,000. What is this payment for? This payment is for consideration. Consideration that is known as consideration transfer. So you pay, H pay 400,000 to acquire 200,000 in S. So from simple calculation, we could suggest that there will be a goodwill. There will be a goodwill because the difference between 400 and 200. But the way on how to calculate the goodwill is not like that. Okay, whereby we have certain procedure whereby when we said we acquire the share capital, we are actually acquiring the share capital plus reserve. So according to the question, H acquired all the ordinary shares of S on 1st January X1 with the cash payment of 400,000. So now, we are not going to prepare the consolidated statement of financial position. Belum lagi, jauh lagi. But what we are going to do, we want to calculate the goodwill. So in this example, we are going to calculate the goodwill only. How much is the goodwill? So to calculate the goodwill, we are comparing the consideration transferred 400,000 and the fair value of net asset of the subsidiary. Why the fair value of net asset comprised of share capital and retained profit? As I told you in the first class, okay, net asset is total asset minus total liability. Yeah, total asset minus total liability is equal to net asset, and net asset is equal to equity. And equity is represented by share capital and retained profit. So when we want to calculate our net asset, we can use the real total asset minus total liability, and also we can use the equity to represent the net asset. So in this case, we use the equity that comprise of share capital of the subsidiary 200,000 and retained profit of subsidiary 100,000. Altogether, it is 300,000. 400,000 compared to 300,000, we get a difference of 100,000. Okay, so consideration transferred is actually the fair value of investment. Yeah, the fair value of investment of the holding company, of the investor. The investor believe that the value of the shares that is referring to the equity is 400,000, even though the fair value of net asset is only 300,000. So when we compare the fair value of investment 400,000 and fair value of net asset 300,000, there is a difference of 100,000, which is known as goodwill on consolidation. Okay, goodwill on consolidation. Goodwill on consolidation is an asset. It is an intangible asset, non-current intangible asset. Yeah, non-current intangible asset that will be presented in the statement of financial position as intangible asset. Okay, as intangible asset. Next. Okay, after we calculate the goodwill, that is the difference between the fair value of investment and fair value of net asset. Now we want to calculate the bargain purchase. What is bargain purchase? Bargain purchase is a situation whereby the fair value of net asset is greater than the fair value of investment. Yeah, fair value of net asset is greater than the fair value of investment. So in this case, okay, in this question, in example 4, we are given two sets of financial statement again. The figures for S is the same, but the figure for H is a bit different. Yeah, a bit different, whereby the ordinary share of H comprised of 650,000 ordinary share, retained profit 200,000, and liability is 40,000. Okay. So altogether net asset is 890,000. And the component of total asset of the holding is non-current asset 400,000. Investment in S 250,000 only. And current asset 240,000. Okay. In example 3, the investment in S is 400,000. 400,000 to acquire the same amount of ordinary share and equity and reserve and profit. Yeah. But this time, the value of investment is only 250,000. It's less. Additional information said that H bought all the ordinary shares of S on 1st January. X1 for 250,000 by issuing 125,000 ordinary share of H. The fair value of the ordinary share was 2 ringgit each. So 125,000 times 2 ringgit is 250,000. Okay. Let us calculate the goodwill. Is there any goodwill? We have to calculate first before we know whether there is a goodwill or there is a bargain purchase. Okay, walaupun kita dah tahulah sebenarnya kita akan dapat bargain purchase, tapi kita kira lah dulu. Kita kira dulu. Okay, untuk kita buktikan to prove that we are going to get a bargain purchase. So, now we are comparing the consideration transferred that comprise of ordinary share 125,000 times 2 ringgit, that equals to 250,000, with the fair value of net asset of subsidiary 200 plus 100 equal to 300,000. And now we know that we actually get a bargain purchase. A bargain purchase of how much? 50,000. Okay. When we calculate the goodwill is recognized as an intangible asset and will be put in the statement of financial position. What about bargain purchase? Are we going to recognize bargain purchase as an intangible asset also? The answer is no. Bargain purchase is an income. Bargain purchase is an immediate income whereby you pay less for more. You pay less for more. What I mean by you pay less for more, you pay only 250,000, but you get 300,000. The fair value of net asset is 300,000, but you only pay 250,000. So that is an income. And when we say this is an income, we are going to recognize this in the consolidated statement of profit or loss as an income. Okay. Next. Next is non-controlling interest. What is non-controlling interest? The holding company may not acquire all the voting shares of the investing company, in which case the subsidiary is not a wholly owned subsidiary. When the holding company does not have 100% control, then the members of the subsidiary other than the holding company are collectively referred to as minority shareholders or non-controlling interest. Kita panggil dia non-controlling interest. Jadi dalam company yang kita invest tadi, ada dua pihak yang menjadi shareholders. The first party become the holding company. The second party become the non-controlling interest. Okay. Let's go through example 5 for the calculation of non-controlling interest. Okay. In example 5, I hope the picture is clear. Sebab handphone saya tak berapa canggih. Jadi gambar tu mungkin tak berapa clear. Hopefully it is clear. For those who have the book, you can refer to your book. Sebab saya nak buat sedikit changes dekat account ni. Okay, yang mana dekat subsidiary tu, ordinary share 840 tu kita tukarkan kepada 800. Dan return profit daripada 60 kita tukarkan kepada 100. Okey, ada sedikit kesilapan dari segi cetakan, ya. Cetakan dalam buku tu. Okey. Kemudian kita ada investment in S sebanyak apa dia? 800,000. Ya, investment in S sebanyak 800,000. Okey. What is the story about this example 5? H acquired 600,000 out of 800,000 ordinary share of S. Okay, ordinary share of S ada 800,000. H acquire 600,000. So H acquire how many percent? 600 daripada 800. Berapa persen?
75.
75%. Very good. So H acquire 75%. The balance 25% is known as non-controlling interest. Jadi ada dua pihak kat sini. 75% holding, 25% non-controlling interest. On 1st January X2 for 800,000 cash. Jadi untuk acquire 600,000 tadi dia bayar 800,000 tunai. On the acquisition date, the fair value of S ordinary shares was RM1.25 per share. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier in our first lecture, the non-controlling interest can be calculated in two ways. The first way is the proportionate share of fair value of net asset of the subsidiary, and the second method will be the fair value of shares of subsidiary. So in this case, if we are going to calculate the non-controlling interest based on the proportionate share of fair value of net asset of the subsidiary, so we are going to take the equity of the subsidiary, 800 plus 100. 800 plus 100, that is equal to 900. 900 times 25%. But if we are going to calculate the non-controlling interest based on fair value of share, the non-controlling interest is how much? 200,000 times RM1.25. So we are going to get the different value for the same item. The item is the same, non-controlling interest, but the value is different because we calculate using different method. Under the first method, it is 900,000 times 25%. The second method is 200,000 times RM1.25. For both calculation of non-controlling interest, we are going to calculate the goodwill on consolidation. So let's look at the first one, the calculation of goodwill when we are calculating the non-controlling interest based on proportionate share of fair value of net asset. All right, we go to the next page. Okay, this one. So if we base on the proportionate share of fair value of net asset, the non-controlling interest is 225,000. Yeah, here, the calculation of goodwill. The consideration transferred by the holding company is 800,000. And the non-controlling interest is 225,000. We add the two together, we get a figure of 1,025,000. Yeah, 1,025,000 is fair value of investment. And then the fair value of net asset comprised of ordinary share capital 800,000 and retained profit 100,000. Buat perubahan dekat situ. Siapa ada buku tolong tukarkan, ya. Ordinary share 800,000, retained profit 100,000. So we compare 1025 dengan 900,000. We get a goodwill of 125,000. Okay, 125,000. So when we calculate the goodwill based on proportionate share of fair value of net asset for the non-controlling interest, the goodwill is 125,000. But if we calculate the non-controlling interest based on fair value of shares, what will be the amount of goodwill? what will be the amount of goodwill? The amount of goodwill will be different. Yeah, the amount of goodwill will be different. Here, the consideration transferred is 800,000. The non-controlling interest is 250,000, not 225. Based on proportionate share of fair value of net asset, it is 225. Based on fair value, it is 200,000 times RM1.25. So altogether, the fair value of investment is 1,050,000. Compare with fair value of net asset, ordinary share 800,000, retained profit 100,000. We get a 900,000 fair value of net asset. Compare with 1050, we get a goodwill of 150,000. The first calculation, 125,000. The second calculation is 150,000. Which one is correct? Both are correct. Okay. We are going to calculate the goodwill based on the accounting policy of the group. If the accounting policy of the group is to calculate the non-controlling interest based on proportionate share of fair value of net asset, then we just follow. We are going to get 125,000. If the accounting policy of the group is to calculate the non-controlling interest based on fair value of shares, we are going to get a goodwill of 150,000. So when we calculate the non-controlling interest based on the fair value of net asset, the goodwill that we get from the calculation is belong to the holding only. The goodwill belong to holding only. But when we calculate the non-controlling interest based on fair value of shares, the goodwill is belong to both holding and non-controlling interest. So in this case, we have calculated that the goodwill belong to holding company is 125,000. So the balance of 25,000 is the goodwill belong to the non-controlling interest. Okay, we can analyze from here. Okay, goodwill ada dua kan? 250,000 and 25,000. 225,000 belong to holding company and 25,000 belong to the non-controlling interest. Okay, so sampai kepada example ini, kita belum lagi nak buat consolidated financial statement, masih jauh lagi. Kita baru calculate goodwill saja. Calculate goodwill, calculate bargain purchase. Seterusnya kita nak tengok example kita nak tengok example 7 ni untuk impairment of goodwill. Okay, impairment of goodwill. Impairment of goodwill. So goodwill yang kita dapat tadi 125 ke 150 ke, it is subject to impairment. Okay, so dalam example 7 ni kita ada impairment of goodwill. Dan impairment of goodwill dia sebanyak berapa? Sebanyak goodwill yang asal 60,000. Goodwill yang asal 60,000. Kemudian ada impairment. Ada impairment. Ada impairment. Jadi kalau ada impairment, impairment dia berapa persen? Dia kata ada impairment sebanyak 12,000. Okay, impairment sebanyak 12,000. Jadi berapakah goodwill yang kita nak write off? Okay, berapakah goodwill yang kita nak write off? Jadi kalau ikut example ni, kita kena jadikan goodwill dia sebagai 100% dulu. Kita jadikan goodwill dia sebagai 100% dulu. 60 kali 100 bagi 75. Tapi ini contoh dalam buku saja. Tetapi dalam peperiksaan kalau dia kata impairment 12,000, kita write off lah 12,000. Kita write off 12,000. Tak payah nak calculate backward. Jadi contoh ni mungkin contoh yang kita panggil theoretical lah. Theoretical. Jadi sebenarnya kalau kita kata impairment 12,000 lah. Jadi kat sini kita anggaplah impairment dia sebagai 9,000. Okey. Jadi kita akan debit consolidated statement of profit or loss 9,000 dan kita credit goodwill 9,000. Begitu juga dengan contoh kalau kita ada full goodwill. Kita ada full goodwill. Dalam full goodwill ni, dia berdasarkan kepada soalan di muka surat sebelah juga. Dia kata full goodwill was 40,000. The parent share of goodwill is 32,000. Dan controlling interest 8,000. At the end of the year, the impairment was 10,000. Jadi total goodwill 40,000, impairment sebanyak 10,000. Jadi macam mana kita nak buat? Kita yang ni memang betul. Kita kena apportion dia mengikut percentage holding 75%, non-controlling interest 25%. Jadi kita akan kredit goodwill sebanyak 10,000 dan kita akan debit dekat parent income 7,500 dan non-controlling interest 2,500. Okay. Jadi inilah example-example yang kita tak sempat nak tengok pada hari lecture yang pertama tu. Kita tak sempat nak tengok. Jadi hari ini kita dah tengok. Okay. Ada apa-apa soalan? Tak ada. Kalau tak ada apa-apa soalan, kita pergi kepada example tutorial question yang saya bagi. Kita tengok soalan yang pertama. Kita tengok soalan yang pertama. Okey. Jadi kita tengok macam mana. Okey. Ais Berhad acquired 800,000 ordinary shares and 90,000 preference shares of Batu Kacang Berhad on 1st January 2020 at a cost of 1.2 million ordinary share and 100,000 preference share. Jadi dia bayar untuk beli 800,000, dia bayar 1.2 juta. Bayar dengan tunai. On the date of acquisition, the balance of Batu Kacang Berhad equity and liability comprise of the following. Dia ada ordinary share 1 million, preference share capital of 200,000, retained profit 200,000, general reserve 100,000. Kemudian on the same day, a property was revalued at 40,000 more than its carrying value. Jadi ini adalah tambahan kepada reserve dia sebanyak 40,000. So non-controlling interest was valued based on proportion of fair value of net asset of Batu Kacang Berhad on the date of acquisition. Soalan dia, compute the goodwill or bargain purchase. Compute the goodwill or bargain purchase. Ada sesiapa yang dah cuba soalan ni? Ada tak? Dapat tak goodwill 128 tu? Dapat? Okay, very good kalau dapat ya. So, kita tengok kat sini. Consideration transferred. Berapa?
1.3 million.
Consideration transfer. Okay, kita dekat sini consideration transfer dia adalah 1.2 million Kita nak calculate untuk ordinary share 1.2 million. Okay. Kemudian kita biarkan satu ruang untuk non-controlling interest. Short form dia NCI. Okay. Lepas tu kita calculate kita punya fair value of net asset. Fair value of net asset of subsidiary. Okay, comprise of ordinary share capital dia berapa tadi? Okay, ordinary share capital sebanyak 1 million. Okay, ordinary share capital 1 million. Apa lagi? Retain profit. Uh, 200,000. Okay, apa lagi kita ada? Kita ada general reserve. Reserve 100,000. Dan kita ada ARR 40,000. Okay. Dan total kepada semua ini adalah 1340 ya. Okey. Jadi sekarang ni kita dah tahu kita punya consideration transfer 1.2 million. Kita punya fair value of net asset 1340. Jadi sekarang kita nak calculate non-controlling interest kita. Berapa non-controlling interest? Non-controlling interest adalah 20%. Ya. Kali dengan 1340. Berapa boleh bagi? 200?
68.
268. Okey. So kita campurkan dua item ni. Jadi 1, 4 1, 4, 68. 000 kita compare dengan 1340. Berapa different dia? Kita dapat goodwill lah. The comparison between 1468 dengan 1340.
128.
128 Okey, 128. Okey. Jadi mungkin okey, jawapan yang diberi 128 dan kita dapat 128. Mungkin ada yang tertanya, kenapa kita tak tengok preference share? Kenapa kita tak tengok preference share? Sebenarnya untuk preference share, dia ada separate calculation for preference share punya goodwill. Untuk goodwill or preference share ni dia ada separate calculation whereby we are comparing the amount investment tadi ya sebanyak berapa dia bayar? 90,000 kan? 90,000 tapi dia dapat berapa? Dia beli 90,000, dia bayar 100,000. Betul?
Betul.
Betul Jadi kat situ untuk preference share pun dia ada goodwill juga. Dia ada goodwill sebanyak 10,000. Jadi maknanya bila kita calculate goodwill 128 tu sebenarnya adalah goodwill for ordinary share. Jadi kita ada juga goodwill untuk preference share. Jadi kalau kita nak tulis kat sini, okay, preference share. Preference share. Okay, preference share. Sebenarnya saya ada meeting. Jadi selepas daripada kelas ni saya akan ke meeting lah. Okay, preference share So preference share kita compare apa? Consideration transfer. Okay. Consideration transfer kita 100,000. Kan? Kita compare dengan preference share acquired. Preference share acquired. 90,000 kan. Jadi kita dapat goodwill juga. Dapat goodwill sebanyak 10,000. Okey kelas ya. So yang lain-lain untuk soalan yang berikutnya awak cuba, ada 4 soalan kan? Ada 4 soalan, cubalah. InsyaAllah kita akan tengok soalan-soalan ni kalau sempat pada kelas yang akan datang. 3 soalan saja, bukan 4, 3 soalan. So I hope you can calculate. If you manage to calculate, you get the right answer for all the question, insyaAllah you will have no problem throughout the semester insyaAllah. So saya rasa kelas kita pada hari ini setakat ini saja. Ada apa-apa soalan? Ada?
Ada, Doktor.
Okey, tak ada. InsyaAllah we meet next week. Kita sudahi kelas kita pada hari ini dengan surah Wal-Asr. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wal asri innal insana lafi khusr illa allazina amanu wa amilus solihat wa tawassaw bil haqq wa tawassaw bis sabr. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.